Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm here to talk about one stock in particular that I think has the most potential in my portfolio over the coming years. Yeah, let's get right into it. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to smash the like button. It really helps me out. Also, subscribe to the channel. We're on the way to 600 subscribers, and let's get right into it. So, great day in the portfolio today. I cannot complain. Market was up as a whole, but there's one stock in particular that really helped out my portfolio. SoFi was great, one of my favorites. AMD was great, also one of my favorites, but ELF was the best. ELF was the best stock in my portfolio, up almost 7% today. All time, I'm up 95% on ELF, and I don't think that's stopping anytime soon. So I've been making a lot of videos about ELF in the past. I've been making a lot of videos about certain stocks I think you guys should buy, but I had to make this video about ELF because they're taking off. I don't think ELF is gonna be that stock that you can buy like this forever. It's the price is just going up faster than I anticipated. I mean, I'm not complaining. I did want to buy more shares for maybe a little cheaper, but at the same time, I'm also not upset by it. I think that it's helping out my portfolio a little bit here and there. But ELF is looking like a great company. I mean, they already were a great company, but the way that their price action is moving, up 13% in the past 3 months. They were dropping a little bit. But then you look at the past week, they're up 7%. Year to date, they're not even up that much because of this crazy drop. They were down 60%. Now they're green. They went from being down 60% to being green. So let's get into why I think ELF is actually worth it. They're a small company. They only have an $8 billion market cap. I mean, that's not small, but it's, relative to these big companies like Google and Amazon and Meta and all those companies, it's pretty small. We see that they only have 600 employees, not many employees at all. They were founded in 2004, and crazy enough, they haven't even been public for that long. They've been public since 2016, so it's been 10 years. They've had different cycles in their business where growth cycles have been expanding very quickly and then dropping very fast. So we see that their all-time high as a stock, actually their 52-week high, okay, they're actually right next to their 52-week high, but we see that back in June 28th of 2024, they reached around $210. I think it might actually even be a little bit higher than that if I'm not mistaken, but that's pretty good. And I think, I mean, a consensus or something that I use when I look at these stocks that, had crazy growth rates and then slowed down is, do I think ELF is going to reach 210 again, or do I think that was the highest ELF has ever gone to? I think they're going to reach 210 again. You look at this graph right here and you see this initial spike, initial drop, and then it's coming back up. This reminds me of Palantir. If you guys know anything about Palantir, you know that this stock has done incredible, insane things. Look at this. It started to go up, it dropped down, and then it went back up again. It dropped down, went back up. Palantir is one of those companies where it's just insane. I mean, their growth rates were really good in the beginning here. There's a lot of speculation, and then their growth rates, stayed kind of steady. They were slowing down growth rates, but the company still had the business model, still had everything going for them. They recovered. They reached where their all-time high was, around $30. And then from there, they went to 120 up to 186, and now their 52-week high is $190. $400 billion market cap for them. So these are very different spaces. You're not going to get in ELF what you're going to get in Palantir exactly, because they're just different spaces with different consumer, demographics, and different companies with different financials. But if we look at the ELF earnings report, it took me a while to get into the earnings, but this is the most important part of the video. If you guys weren't paying attention to what I just said, I hope you pay attention now, because this is the most important part, is checking out ELF's financials. 26 consecutive quarters of net sales growth and market share gains. 26. There's only one company in the Mag 7 that has had the same stat. It's Nvidia. The best company in the Mag 7, the company that can't seem to go red, is sharing with ELF that they've had 26 consecutive quarters of net sales growth and market share gains. Two great business models, to say the least. Also, ELF is a makeup company, if you guys didn't know that. Cosmetics, sorry, I should have gone over that, but they engage in the provision of inclusive, accessible, clean, vegan, and cruelty-free cosmetics and skincare products. So they focus on e-commerce, national retailers, and international business channels. That is what they do. They're in a lot of stores. They have their own online site. ELF makes a lot of makeup. They make skincare. They just actually got into skincare, but cosmetics is their main thing. Let's look at the financials right here. Let's see. They're actually a cheap brand. So that's what I like a lot. Honestly, I think that appeals to most of the consumer demographic. I do know that there's brands that have success in making products for rich people, that's for sure. But Elf does the best of both worlds. They have the quality that the very expensive products have, but they're doing it for a fraction of the cost. Elf is the cheapest makeup brand for sure. Next time you're in Target, maybe just shamelessly walk down the makeup aisle and just look at Elf's prices compared to everyone else's. It's noticeable. It's noticeable for sure. Elf is selling their products for very cheap, and the fact that they're able to have these high margins on these cheap products is very impressive. They're increasing it by $1 by August 1st this year or next year. They're increasing their prices by $1. That's interesting. Their top line is going to explode, I think, and I think people are still going to buy the product. Nobody's going to switch brands or buy a different product because they're increasing prices by $1. But the top line, I mean, you think of how fast these products move. What I wanted to show you guys, look at how fast these products move. There's a stat down here. I've been over this earnings presentation slide many times. But I mean, the fact that these products are the number one moving brand inside of Target, I'm not sure where that stat went, but I can promise you this is a stat. Elf is the number one brand inside of Target. In every single brand in Target, they have the most products that go on the shelf and then off the shelf. They sell the most products the fastest out of any brand. It's not some produce item. It's not something in the frozen food section. It's not arts and crafts. It's Elf makeup. That's what's moving on and off the shelves the fastest. They're increasing their price by $1. The transactions with how many that are made, it's going to be, I mean, I don't think people even realize it going up $1. It's pretty crazy. And then not only are they in Target, but they're also in Walmart, multiple drugstores, grocery stores, and they just got into Dollar General. 80% of Dollar General stores, what they're in. And look at their prices right here. Let's zoom in and check out their prices. We see these, I mean, I'm not, I don't buy a lot of makeup. I don't buy any makeup. But these prices look very attractive. I mean, this is like, I've seen makeup prices before. You're walking through Macy's. They usually don't have anything for $4, for $6. Hell, even for $10, $12. They usually even 14. Makeup for their highest priced item to be $14 is pretty crazy. I mean, that just goes to show that they're probably doing something right. So that's a good thing to see out of Elf. We see 60% dollar growth from shoppers new to Dollar General. 53% of shoppers are new to Elf, so they're expanding their user demographic, their customer base. Love to see it. $18 is what they sell this versus $48 from prestige brands, and they're probably doing it better as well. This is kind of some mumbo jumbo, I'm not gonna lie. But then we see right here, skincare penetration. It was 8% in 2020, now it's 18% in 2025. The skincare penetration that Elf has, this is probably my favorite part. This is my favorite part of Elf's business, solely because makeup, I've said this before in multiple videos, but it's not that it's, an assumption, it's almost 100% true. A lot of men don't wear makeup. And I mean, that's just Elf's customer base. Not a lot of guys buy stuff from Elf, but them getting into the skincare penetration, their skincare brand is probably gonna do pretty well among their female customer base who has male partners. They're gonna use the same skincare as them. Elf is, I mean, men use skincare. Some men use makeup as well, but men, women, everyone use skincare. So skincare, getting into that segment is very smart of Elf. I think that they're broadening their customer base. It's very great to see. That's potential for even more revenue and profit right there. Skincare is also something that you get over and over and over again. Makeup is something you do too, but makeup you can kind of switch over. Oh, they didn't have this lip gloss at Target when I went last time, so I got this other brand and it was the same thing. But I think skincare is something that people want the same brand. Skincare is something you get hooked on. We see that they're 30% net sales growth internationally. It's great to see. Elf is expanding internationally. I don't doubt it. And over 1,200 stores. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but overseas, over in Europe, love to see that. International, they're making more sales. They're expanding to new brands, new lines. They're in Sephora doing very well here. 522,000 likes on that. Really like to see that. And they have, you know, these big showings at Sephora. This is Sephora, one of the biggest makeup stores in the world, is showing Elf at their, you know, right when people walk in, because that's how great it is. I mean, Elf is just a very popular company among the makeup world, and makeup's not going anywhere. That's another thing. It's pretty, you know, future proof. It's People aren't going to stop wearing makeup tomorrow. I mean, AI, you know, these companies with the crazy capex that are spending a bunch of money on AI. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of those companies in my portfolio, but I feel more certain about Elf. I feel like Elf is going to keep expanding rapidly because more people are getting hooked on the product. I haven't heard anything bad about it. The people that are buying it keep buying it over and over again. I don't see this company, I don't see anything bad going for this company. So I'm very happy with what I see. We see that there's also a lot of digital marketing coming from this company, adjusted net income. We see the balance sheet and their cash flow, $170 million of cash on hand. That's a lot of cash on hand, especially for a company with an $8 billion market cap. I love to see that. $20 million in free cash flow, $600 million term loan. So they do have loans out, which I don't love to see. But with a company of this size and the expansion that they're reaching, it makes a lot of sense. $200 million of $200 million of 2.6 million shares of common stock. Okay, that's great that they're, you know, they have their own company. Invested. Okay, I mean, this is kind of just, you know, it's a lot of talk. Tariffs 170% between April, so they're getting rid of tariffs actually. Elf, I think they know what they're doing. They're moving production. I like to see that. Pricing, supply chain optimization, business diversification. That's what you want to see, a company that's going to, you know, face these tariffs head on. You don't want a company that's going to shy away or say, oh, our growth rates are going to get cut in half because there's tariffs now. No. Elf is going to the next factory. They're going to the next place. They're not getting stopped by tariffs. A lot of new products right there. But yeah, I mean, Elf went through the whole earnings presentation. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I saw a lot of things I liked. Definitely throughout there, you know, with the financial information, there is a lot of just Elf trying to promote themselves. You know, they're trying to just talk themselves up. It is an investor presentation at the end of the day. People, I mean, they want to make their stance known, that they want people to invest into their company and that they are a great company. But I think it's all true. I think that Elf is a great company. What they're doing is amazing, and you might be scared to invest in this stock, but you know, if you are, I have to say to that, zoom out to 5 years and look at where this company was. If you didn't invest in Elf right here at $100, you wouldn't have had it when it, you know, quickly reached $217. So when Elf was only $100, this was just, you know, October, this was just November, and then all the way in March of next year. So about, you know, maybe not even 5 months, 4 months, it doubled in, you know, 3 months about, actually, now that I do the math, or 4 months, somewhere around there. 4 or 5 months, Elf doubled. You got to get in right now. I think the momentum that they have right now is even more than that. I mean, look at they dropped all the way to 95. Elf right here dropped all the way to 50. It went below 50. If you look at the 52-week low, it was $49.40 to have a share of Elf. And if you did buy right there, props to you. But if you didn't, there's still time to get in. Elf is $144. I really like this company. I'm definitely holding for the long term. And it's great to diversify your portfolio with companies like this, you know, as technology is the fastest growing sector, and it is most of our portfolios. If you're watching this, probably your highest holding is a technology stock. It might not be, maybe I'm completely wrong, but it's either an ETF or a technology sector based stock. And yeah, I mean, that's great. I think that is the fastest growing segment in the stock market. I don't think there's any reason to, you know, sell that and buy all Elf, but I think that having some Elf would be a great idea. And yeah, that's all that I have for today's video, guys. If you did enjoy, be sure to smash that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot. Almost at 600 subscribers. We're on the way there. Bye, Elf. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.